So I'm just popping on here, just add a little bit of color to this quick sketch. I'm using some watercolor pencils. We'll throw down some color here. Just keeping it really fast and loose. It's loose. The sketch is loosely based on this space. Really fortunate enough to have brought in my little backpack here. I have my Lockbee case here with my pens, pencils, and stuff in it. My field journal, which I always have as well. And somewhere in here I have an aqua brush. So I have an aqua brush, which is really helpful. If I want to do watercolor or do some ink bleeds. Oh, what else do I want to throw in here? Let's see. I'm just going to grab, I like this rust color. I'm going to grab this color here. A couple of different ways I like to use the watercolor pencils. My favorite way is to actually dip these into water and sketch paint, but I don't have a cup of water. So I'm throwing this down here. Let's just throw some back in here. Just throwing it right on the paper. And I have this aqua brush, and we'll just kind of go on top of it. And then what I could do is just go on the wet area and just let the kind of the tip of the watercolor pencil or stick, I don't know, just kind of melt and it gets more intense. And I like that look, and I'm just kind of dragging the color down. And you know what, we'll bring this across, I think, here. Because I want this to look kind of continuous and frame this kind of perspective. I'm going to leave a lot of white space. The idea of this is not to give full color, but just give some hints of color to show different surfaces or different planes. Paper is at an angle. You can see the water running down. So I like to tilt my paper when I'm watercoloring or doing ink washes. I like the way it pools here. Kind of puddles at the bottom. It's just an aesthetic vibe I like. And in this case, it's an extra bonus is I can just hold the watercolor stick here and get the tip melty and do some sketch painting. You can see it's more intense now, right? So that's just kind of a tip here. I'm really loving these watercolor pencils. I haven't used them too much before. The more I'm using them, the more I like them. Let's grab a yellow. I'm just gonna pop in some brightness. So I was outside earlier. If you saw my live stream, it was raining out there. It got really, really wicked, more wicked. So I decided to pop inside. Let's go and add some color now here. So this sketch again is loosely based on this view. It is still raining out. I think it's maybe slowing down. If I cut out, I might lose signal here. So I'm throwing down some of this yellow, and let's take the aqua brush. Aqua brushes are, take a little bit getting used to, right? You don't want to squeeze this too hard. Too much water will come out. So it takes a little bit to get used to. I've been using them for a while, so I kind of have a certain feel I like. But there you go. You can kind of see how this is coming together on there. I did use a Sharpie, so I started with a Sharpie because I knew I wanted to add color, and the Sharpie black ink will not bleed. Is this perfect? No, but I actually like it. It's quick, it's loose, it's fun. Get a sense of a perspective happening. What other color do I want to throw on here? So the fun thing for me is I'm not trying to stick to this. I love the color palette in reality. It's beautiful. This space is incredible. I love the round rotunda space here. And it leads to a straight hallway. But yeah, I'm just going with what I have here and what's kind of fun. What would be, you know, I'm gonna do it, guys. I love using pinks. This is actually, I think it's called raspberry, picked raspberry. So let's throw down some of this on here and add a little bit of whimsy. I do have my pink color pencil here I could use also, but where do I want to pop some pink? I'm actually going to throw a band of it here, I think. This is a light fixture. I just want to pop that edge out a little bit. So that's what the watercolor stick is like dry. But let me show you what happens. Let me add some water. We'll kind of intensify it. So there we go. All right. So I'm puddling the water here intentionally. It's running down, and I don't mind that. I actually like it. But I'm going to take this watercolor stick. I'm going to let it soak here in this kind of puddle. Normally I would dip it in a cup of water if I don't have any, but you can see how intense it's getting, and you can hear how intense the storm is. But you can see what the watercolor stick is doing, right? Hello to everybody watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for saying hello. I really appreciate you guys. Feel free to keep some positive vibes in the comments, ask questions. Let's just keep it warm and fun and polite out there, all right? I had someone earlier trying to spam the comments, and I am doing this by myself, so I don't have anybody that could watch the comments. This is a family-friendly, creative show. You guys are awesome. All right, so this is kind of what it's looking like, that little pop of pink there. I'm liking it. When this dries, I'll come back and probably add more Sharpie details, some pen. We'll pull some of the edges out a little bit more. But I like how this is drying down here. This color. Harry says, I'm sorry, Harry Styles. Hey, Harry Styles. I've heard that name somewhere. How did you start? I started with a Sharpie here. Let me go back to this page. This is an earlier sketch I did. Same space. So 95% of the times I'll start with a Sharpie. That way I can come back and I can add water. I can add watercolor, ink washes, and it won't mess up my black lines. So I'll typically start with a Sharpie. Hopefully that answers your question. How I actually laid out this is I was looking up here, and I was just kind of I look for frames. So when I'm sketching, I look for frames that'll frame other things. So I look for edges. So I kind of use this curve here. Sorry, I can't fit it all on camera. So I look for edges, and I try to make a frame and then fill that frame in. Lots of times with perspectives, I will start with the back and work forward. That's kind of how I did this one here. This one here, I started with the back and I worked forward. Hey, Matt says, what set do you have there, please? Matt, if you're asking about the watercolor sticks, these are, hold on a sec. This is Distress, I guess. I don't know if you could read that, sorry. Distress watercolor pencils. So that's what I'm currently using. I've only been using them this might be the third or fourth time I've ever used them, and I'm really liking them. I love doing mixed media sketches with ink, watercolor, color pencils, yeah, and regular pencils. Watercolor pencils and regular color pencils. So I have some here also. Some of my favorite my regular color pencils are right here. Neon pink, light aqua, and chartreuse. And those are just Prismacolor regular color pencils. Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad that helped. Hey, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this and you like it, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't and you like what you're seeing. Let's get this out there a little bit more. While this is drying, I'm going to come back and do this one. I want to add some hatch lines and add some shadows, create a little bit of depth on this one. I think this one I'm going to keep black and white. So for hatching, I'm just going to do some diagonal lines like this, just to create some shadows. I'm not coloring it black, I'm just hatching in individual lines. What do we do on this side? On this side, we'll do kind of something similar here. So I'm just gonna kind of fill in this here. I might darken this edge to frame this more, so it's kind of a little darker. This is a light fixture. I'm just going to draw some of the chain holding it in place. Cool, right? So there you go, guys. That's just a quick, just want to pop in quickly, bring you along with me as I just add some color inspired. Well, the sketch is inspired by this view. Color is inspired kind of by it, but mostly by my imagination and what I have here. I'm not digging the pink here so much yet, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your day.